Hey Glee Club, and happy Sunday. As always, I'm your host Aidan, and welcome back to another episode of the Sunday Special. Now, I hope you've been enjoying your free weekend, but we have just a couple of announcements and call times to make sure that you are ready to go for the week ahead. On today's show, Jack Calhoun, director of the Purdue Varsity Glee Club, Bill Griffel on his solo version of Woz, coming back for one of our shows. But first, Tim with the call times.
Glee Club. We only have one irregular call time this week. That's on February 6th. Props are called at 8:45 a.m. We are all called at 9 a.m. at Bailey Hall. Again, that's next week, February 6th. Show up in your travel attire. Probably not blazer gray, just the regular travel jacket and then jeans and all that other stuff. That's all we have for this week. Back to you, Aidan.
Thank you, Tim, and now for your weekly announcements. First up, Monday and Tuesday is Phonathon, so if you signed up for one of those slots, make sure you're checking the spreadsheet to see what your time is and showing up on time. You can also sign up for Produce for Me days over the coming months so we can show these incoming students what PMO is all about. On Tuesday, we need to have California Dreamin' memorized for rehearsal, so if you're not in rehearsal on Tuesday, that means Wednesday, but get that learned by those days. If you don't have all of your attire pieces, you need to be contacting Chris Webster this week because Bill has said he will not be letting you on the bus if you need to borrow something from the ditty. And finally, remix auditions are due February 3rd by midnight, so make sure you're getting those in early and on time and with all those fun video tips and tricks. Now, if you're like me and have gone on a pretty intense YouTube deep dive recently, you've probably heard of the lock-picking lawyer. We decided to get a team of some Purdue engineering students to see if we could beat him at his own game. Hey guys, I'm Aidan, and this is the lock-picking lawyer. Now, the lock-picking lawyer claims to be able to open any lock that's sent to him, and me being an engineer, I took that as a personal challenge to design an unbreakable lock. I started off by hopping into CAD and designing an unpickable lock cylinder. Next, Ethan took it upon himself to make an unbreakable alloy forged in the heart of a volcano. And that's how we ended up with this. We got it all packaged up and ready to go, and as one final countermeasure, Cooper decided to launch our lock into the heart of the sun. Now, there should be no way that the lock-picking lawyer can even get to our lock, much less break it or pick it. But I guess we'll have to wait and see.
This is the lock-picking lawyer, and I got today's submission off of the surface of the sun. Now we'll start back at the beginning.
How did he get it?
Click out a 1, binding on 5, and we got it.
Oh my god!
Every time!
How does...
Well, that's all the time we have. Thank you so much for tuning in to this week's episode. If you have any suggestions for future bits, make sure you're letting me know or filling out my Google form that I sent out. Have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll see you next Sunday.